Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bluhdhaven podcast, episode number 64. As always, I'm your host, Balfour Wong. Today, I'm joined by
Buddy
and
Bianca.
Yay, we have B back again. So today we're going to talk
By default.
by default. Yeah, Chris isn't here today, so we needed someone to sit in. But today we're going to talk, kind of focus a little bit more around music today. Before we started, Buddy and I were listening to a bunch of metal covers of different songs, and I kind of stumbled through a rabbit hole of music. So now I'm just in a music mode. Mm-hmm. But what is everyone's favorite musician or artist?
Oh, I can already tell you that right off the bat. That's Carlos Santana for me.
Hell yeah! Why? What is it about Santana that speaks to you,
well,
on an emotional level, on a spiritual level? What is this man to you?
This man is basically the reason why I even played guitar to begin with. Ever since I was, it sounds so bad.
What was the first song that you wanted to play? What was the song that tipped you over to being I want to learn how to play guitar because of the song?
Well, we're gonna take it back just a little bit. I played Guitar Hero 3 for the Wii. And when I did the
Magic Woman.
Exactly. So that was I want to learn how to play guitar now. And then eventually, once I listened to more of his music, Europa was the one I was if I can master this, I will be a fucking god. But of course, shit happens. But you live and you learn. But,
yeah.
Oh god, especially seeing that man live. Oh,
I'm so jealous. When you told me that you were going to go see him, I was so envious. I was like, God, I would love to see him live.
Oh my god, he was so good. And his wife was on the drums, if I remember correctly, too. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Badass.
Oh,
right?
Great.
Women are power. Well, B, who's your favorite musician / artist?
I don't know. It changes a lot. I think my very first favorite was Shiny Toy Guns. They were my favorite.
What was one of your favorite songs by Shiny Toy Guns?
Ricochet and La Disco.
La Disco.
Yeah,
You made me listen to La Disco.
I think that's a pretty familiar song if anybody actually knows them.
I've heard of the name. I remember in middle school, there's a lot of girls who like Shiny Toy Guns, but I refuse to listen to them.
I'm pretty sure those girls only listen to La Disco, but they had a really great album. There was another one. I really liked it. It was something cute. It was about love.
I can't remember the songs. Other than Shiny Toy Guns, who else is one of your favorites? I guess that was then. Who's your favorite now?
Now? J Balvin.
Oh yeah, you do like J Balvin a lot.
What a jump, right?
Shiny Toy Guns to J Balvin. Our household has such unique music.
It's a mix of everything.
Yeah, the playlist goes all over the place, from J Balvin to heavy metal to Disney to show tunes. It's great.
As much as here, Daughtry, I'm leaving this fucking building.
No.
No, you don't have to worry.
Yeah, you're fine. Mine, for everyone who knows me, is the Foo Fighters. Dave Grohl is my god. He's one of the primary reasons why I became a musician in the first place and why I wanted to become a multi-instrumental musician. I don't know, man. I can't, I know some people shit on their music, but I don't know how you can. They're just fun songs.
Yeah.
Why would anyone shit on their music?
Trust me, there's a lot of people who are like, the Foo Fighters suck, they're not even good. Even though they've been around for 25 years. Eat a dick. I'm a ride or die fan. And you'll see in a lot of our videos, I wear a lot of Foo Fighter shirts. I think I have, how many shirts do you think I have?
You have several.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think off the top of my head, I can name at least 10.
Do you have more than 10?
I'm pretty sure I have more than 10.
Wow.
I've been collecting t-shirts of the Foo Fighters since I was 14, and I've seen them live 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times.
Damn.
Yeah. Hardcore fan. We were supposed to watch them last year for my birthday, but then COVID happened, and I'm so upset.
What about
I'm so upset because so they were going to have this 25-year anniversary tour, and essentially they were going back to every city that they played on their very first tour.
Okay.
But they were going to play new songs for their new album that just dropped. So I'm annoyed because we could have been listening to like the brand new songs before everyone else. But it's okay because the album came out and the album's amazing. But yeah, that's my like big artist. Yeah. But then also I love Corey Taylor as a vocalist. Like that man, lead singer to Slipknot and Stone Sour. So good. So good. Another like I think my big vocal inspirations are probably Corey Taylor, David Bowie, and what the hell's his name from Queen?
Oh, Freddie Mercury?
Freddie Mercury. Like those are, I think are like my three like vocal inspirations. Just because they're like their talent to fluctuate is insane.
Yeah.
And so was it Matt from they're English Muse.
Oh yeah.
Like he's one of the few vocalists that like he's one of the few vocalists that live in that mid-range, like where he can like switch to his high, like his head voice so easily. It's crazy.
Magic.
It is like magic. But music, man. Who are you listening to these days? Like, what was one of your favorite artists?
As of right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, I'm everywhere right now.
He's like Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay, all right, listen here, motherfucker.
Say no.
There's
Cannot
only,
be so.
No, there's only like if you could judge it for this if you want. There's only like maybe 2 songs I listen to MGK that I actually enjoy. Everything else is.
Hey, I can't judge you because apparently he made a song with Avril Lavigne, and I listened to that and I was like, all right, this is sick.
Yeah. I've been listening to a few things. One of them is a DJ and name is by the name of Sick Kick.
Sick Kick?
Yeah, it's like sick and then ICK, like Sick Kick.
Okay.
He does stuff like he did what's a good one? Remixes for Sean Paul on like everything.
I love Sean Paul.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Sean Paul?
The one that sounded like Jamaican, like the temperature song and all that. No? Oh, Jesus Christ.
How do you not know that?
We'll get into that later.
I don't know.
He also did a recording of just using sounds from his car. So, like, he got into his vehicle, used his dashboard, his steering wheel, his horn, just to make different genres of music.
Okay, that's respectable.
That's cool.
That's respectable.
I'll show you that.
I like that.
Different.
Yeah, I like that. I like when... Because that reminds me of... was it Ultimate Guitar Guy?
Yeah.
Like back then in like the 2009-ish era of YouTube. For those who don't know, this guy was Puerto Rican. Is Puerto Rican. I'm pretty sure he still makes stuff.
Yeah.
But his content was all about making random ass noises with anything in his apartment. Like he got like different phone books and would smack them and make different sounds and make songs out of it.
Cool.
God, I miss his channel. I have not looked at his channel in a long time, but that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
It's just like someone just using a musician using anything around them to make music, which is so cool.
Then there's, of course, like, there's a few. Someone was sending me a lot of stuff. I can't remember the names off the top of my head. They're sending me stuff like weird shit that I can't. I have to look at it, but.
Well, it's a weird time like to enjoy music because there's so much music out there right now.
Yeah, there is.
Where. You know, I know a lot of people still only listen to the radio, which if you're doing that, you're a psychopath and you're probably in your 40s. I'm joking.
Sometimes
you have to be in your 60s at that point.
There's a point. There's a point.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. Modern era, expose yourself.
I'm sure they use their CD player. Pop in a CD.
No, the people who use CD players are fucking hipsters.
You?
You know I'm right. I
know you're not wrong. Jesus fuck.
Are you gonna get okay? Like, are you gonna waste $90 on a record player? Oh, okay. So first off, before I start shitting on people, I love records, and it's like the best way to listen to music. So I'm one of those peers. However, are you gonna spend $90 on a record player, or are you gonna spend like $85 on a cheap ass smartphone where you can use Spotify or Pandora for free? To expose yourself to new music.
Some people like a record player.
I like a record player. I like records. Records are good. We have records here.
Do we?
Yeah.
No.
I really wanted to, when Foo Fighters came out with their newest album, they had
Yeah, you
like
said you
a
wanted to
blue.
get
It's a blue record of the Foo Fighters. Like it was speaking to me.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
But I didn't get it because it was like $90.
For the record?
Yeah, because it was like an exclusive. Because it's like I think they only printed like 250 of the blue record.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was like, oh,
You should have gotten it.
yeah, it's all right.
The one record I'm proud of is the Killing Floor record.
That's sick, dude. I didn't realize that was a thing that they were doing. Was it for like a? It was for promotional for 2, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, well, I mean, 2 was already out at the time, but it was like they did a collaboration with Synthetic and everything else, and it was just like it was during the holidays, and they even had a little teaser for it. It's basically a record that looks white and it has like meant to look like a blood sample. So like it looks like
sick.
white and it has a little blood spot in the middle of it.
And then when it turns, it's just red.
Yeah,
That's sick.
It's great.
That's so cool.
I was so proud of it when it came, and I was like, yeah.
Is it a 45 or is it like a full record?
Full record.
Okay, because I know like a lot of times when like small companies like that do it, they'll just do a 45 because they'll only put like 3 songs on there.
No, it's a full record. It comes with 2 records.
So for those who don't know what the fuck a 45 is, a 45 is a 45. Is it diameter?
45 in diameter.
Record. So instead of like the big giant records that you normally see, a 45 is a smaller ring, and it's a thicker center as well. So you need like a special thing to put in your record player in order to play it.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, because I know there's a lot of people our age who don't understand these things.
You fucking Zoomers.
Did you just call them a Zoomer?
Yes.
Is that what they're called?
Yes, it is actually.
They're called Zoomers?
What's a Zoomer?
It's basically...
It's the opposite of a boomer.
Yeah, it's basically Gen Z, and I remember I get shit a lot too because of the time. Like, aren't you one too? I was like, fuck no. And then I looked at it. I was like, apparently,
aren't you? Yeah, you're a Gen Z, right?
By technicality, yes.
Because you're the tail end of the 90s.
Yeah, because I'm like 95.
Yeah, and I think the cutoff was 94, so I barely made it into.
Yeah, fuck you.
What are we? We're millennials. Yeah, but millennials weird because millennials are like from 1981 or something like that to like 1994.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah.
So like my Theo Jonathan, he's a millennial. That's weird, right? That's weird. Like
really
we're
weird.
all in the same like generation. But all right, so we have a Zoomer on the podcast.
Oh,
Well, that means you and Chris are Zoomers.
Oh shit!
Oh, no.
We don't fucking act like it though. Other than the dark humor.
That means Bailey's a Zoomer. She's a babe.
She is a baby. I haven't heard from her in a while.
Tester, you're her friend.
No, I did.
Oh, but she just hasn't heard
No,
from her. How
like
sad.
I know.
Isn't that the worst when you're like, so like, thankfully a lot of people in our community kind of suffer from social anxiety, which is nice for us to kind of talk about. And I think now that you brought that up, this is kind of a good segue into talking about like, it sucks when you want to be a good friend and be like, hey, I want to hang out, or like, hey, how are things? But then you have that like internal like monologue of like, but what if they just don't like you? Like, what if like you're like bugging them and like they have more important things to do, or they're spending time with another friend? Like, that's the worst.
It really is.
Like, that feeling sucks.
Can you just like get the fuck out of my head?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's why I don't try and make friends. I've given up completely.
God damn.
Because after Tina, I'm like, wow, this is the only friendship that's gonna work for me.
well, thanks, babe.
Aside from you all. Well, I didn't have to go out of my way to find you though. Like you two were just together, you know?
That is a fair point.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to go and
You
try
didn't have
to
to hunt
create
for a
a new
friend.
friend. Yeah. And when Bailey came along, you know,
You didn't hunt for her.
No, I didn't. It was fate, sort of, kind of. I don't know. So every time I'll text her, I feel like really weird because we're not we're friends, but I don't think we're at that point where we're like besties or like, hey, come over.
I mean, you're at the point where you're like, hey, come over,
I don't feel
because
like
you
it.
text her and say, hey, come over.
No, because I'll always be like, hey, I know you might be tired or this or that, but I'm just extending the invitation.
Babe, that's saying, hey, come over.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It just makes me
you're
so
at
nervous
that point.
I don't know. It makes me
Because
nervous
if it
because
wasn't,
like
she wouldn't have joined at all.
I'm sending this to Bailey, by the way.
don't do that. Really?
this bit exactly.
Yeah,
This
just
part.
there's a little snippet of it.
Don't do that.
No, but I mean, like,
I
I know a lot of people are like,
It doesn't feel like I am.
I know a lot of people our age are very weird about like making new friends and stuff like that. But I feel like that's where I thrive, where I'm like, hey, this is a new person. Like I think we've talked about it on the podcast before when I brought that pizza guy in.
Yeah.
His name is Michael.
Oh
Super
my
chill
God,
dude.
That was a really weird night.
But
kills us.
no, he seemed super chill. And also there was like 8 other people in the house, so we could have taken him.
Not if he had a gun in his bag.
That's true.
Yeah.
None of our friends are carriers, so it's okay. It's totally fine. Anyway, my point is at least there's someone in our group that is like okay with meeting new people and kind of introducing everyone to new individuals, because I feel like that's really important. Because if you're just sitting around with the same people every single day and not really exposing yourself to like other people with different opinions, then you kind of like close yourself off, and then you don't want to be friends with anyone else, and you think, oh, this is all I have. It's not a good thing.
To be fair, though, Tina and I was always the voice of reason.
Okay, just knowing you as long as I have, I can agree with that. Whenever Tina comes by, we should have her on the podcast.
So she just got her vaccination.
Hell yeah, bring her over.
So she texted me last night and she was like, hey, I'm going to be comfortable enough to, like, come visit. So I'm like, oh, awesome.
Well, let's hold her to it, because she's told us twice that she's going to come and she's in her house.
I know.
Calling you out, Tina.
COVID. It's because of COVID.
Yeah, pandemic. Pandemic. By the way, how's everyone feeling with pandemic? You guys feeling any better or
I like how, like, the media kind of died down about it.
It's weird.
I mean,
It's weird that the media has not been as vocal.
Yeah. It is weird.
Because like thankfully like the vaccines are like rolling out, which is good, which is probably why we're not hearing as much about it. But like I still keep up with like the statistics and everything, and like we're still not out of the park yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't remember what I was reading or like what website I was reading, but they were talking about how like teenagers are suffering the worst from it, where like they'll get COVID and then they're like dealing with kidney failure.
Yeah, your stepdad.
My stepdad, that's what it was. Yeah. And then I started reading an article about it afterwards because I was like, this is weird.
That is weird.
So it's like it's a weird moment in time where it's like we are focusing on the older generations. Like that's where like, we're pumping out the vaccines for them. Mm-hmm. But it's also like, everyone else is still suffering the consequences from it. So it's just a weird moment in time. But I'm feeling confident. I'm waiting for us to be able to get the vaccine. That way we can have some type of normalcy and travel again. Hopefully go back to Disneyland.
So, my mom texted me and my sisters. My mom is a very holistic woman. So,
what does that mean?
Well, she texted us and she was like, hey, you guys, if, whenever the vaccine becomes available to you all, don't take it. Don't do it. And my older sister was like, well, why? And she was like, well, I have a bad feeling. And Sophia's like, well, that's not a reason why. But she's saying that she read an article that quite a few people have died from the vaccine. And I was like, oh, that's weird. So I looked it up real quick. And there was something showing that like a very, 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 very
small
tiny percentage
yeah,
did die because of it.
Well, here's the question. For those individuals, like, did you research those individuals died because of the vaccine, or was it because they had an underlying condition that when they were exposed to the vaccine, it then caused more issues?
I did not go too far into it, but I also didn't ask my mom either.
Okay, those are two. I think those are two very important distinctions when it comes to vaccines.
Yeah,
because it's it's a different thing when you're dealing with a virus that's causing it, and you say cancer was the cause of death because COVID interfered, and you had this condition. COVID causes this death. But if you're vaccinating someone, because you're essentially exposing them to part of the virus, is it because they had that underlying condition which caused the death? So, because it's two very important distinctions.
Mm-hmm.
So should anyone who is aware that they have an underlying disease be taking this vaccine?
I think they should consult their doctor and really talk about it before they take the vaccine. if you have an underlying health condition, I just think that you should talk to a doctor.
Yeah, that's why in the beginning my mom was very skeptic concerning the fact that she battled cancer for most of her life.
See, that's why she should like consult with her
Yeah.
doctor, get a second opinion before she takes it, because you don't know what could happen.
Yeah.
Oh, scary.
Yeah, it's a scary time. Be careful. Also, mask up. For the love of
For
God.
the love of all that is fucking holy, yes.
Yeah, isn't the mandate gonna...
Yeah, stupid fucking... I'm going to call him it. Fucking Governor Douchey is an asshole and doesn't care about anything else but himself.
Makes sense.
Governor of Arizona is like, nope, just forget about the mandate. I also think they're forcing schools to open, if I'm not mistaken about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Kids are little germs.
Yep.
Kids
Kids are
are germs.
disgusting, man.
Children are
Children are
disease.
just little amoebas just going around, spreading themselves. Ugh. Disgusting.
The way that was worded is ugh.
Phrasing. No, but I'm happy that Tina... You said Tina got the vaccine? Or okay, yeah. So I'm happy that Tina got the vaccine. Hopefully,
first round.
hopefully she can come and visit us and have a grand old time.
I know
That'd be
eventually
cool.
I already got myself down for one as well.
Yeah, no, I will, because I want us to all get together and play D&D again. I'm missing our big campaign, and I think
So hard.
I think the past year I've grown as a DM as well.
Yeah, you
So
have. No, you have.
I think
I can test that.
when we get back to the Decameron, it's going to be way better. I'm super excited about that.
Because I've seen when you've done the stuff with Brandy's character and even in Vampire the Masquerade, you have very much molded.
My
Very good.
I think my what's it called? My improv has definitely improved.
Oh fuck yeah!
But it's been so good. I'm actually really excited. So today when this episode comes out, there will be a new episode of Tucson by Night, and it was, I think, one of my favorite episodes that we shot so far.
Because I didn't have to yell at Estrella.
That is true. You guys did not fight this episode, which
We
was
did not.
kind of weird.
to be fair,
We were good.
we weren't necessarily together for that long.
That's true.
That's true. That's probably why.
Probably why.
No, but it's cool because it's fun seeing like your guys' growth as characters, especially with Bowie. Like you can see that Bowie is like forcing himself to open up a little bit, which is fun narratively.
Yeah, he's a jaded fucker. What do you expect?
You're
He
gonna
has a
get
dark
more
and
out of
terrible
you.
past.
Okay, I'm not a fucking rogue, alright?
He doesn't like talking about his past. Don't ask about his past. His past is in the past.
I'm gonna ask.
We'll see about that.
It'll be fun.
We'll see how. It
If you
goes.
guys haven't yet, please go check out Tucson by Night.
Really
It's
fun.
our Vampire the Masquerade audio drama. Episodes are about 3 hours a piece, so make sure to go check it out. What else do we got? I guess this is information for you. Did you see that Microsoft just bought out Bethesda? They finally acquired them for $7.4 billion.
Holy fuck.
The what?
So Microsoft, the ones who own Xbox and Windows, they bought a game studio called Bethesda. Bethesda is known for creating a multitude of games.
Oh.
Fallout and The Elder Scrolls being the two major.
Yeah. As well as Doom, and a couple other titles as well.
Oh.
And it's a big deal because those franchises are so large, and now that Microsoft owns them, they kind of get exclusive rights to their platforms. So you know how like PlayStation and Xbox are like there's a console war between the two because
Yeah.
PlayStation's owned by Sony and Xbox is owned by Microsoft. So now, say a new game comes out, say like a new Elder Scrolls game comes out, Microsoft can say, okay, Bethesda, we're releasing this on our platform exclusively for a year. So that means PlayStation people do not get to play that game
That's not fair.
unless they buy an Xbox. Well, this is the way that the business works.
That's what I was
This
saying,
is their
that's weird.
business model. Because PlayStation does the exact same thing. PlayStation will be like, all right, we're releasing this game on our platform for a year, and then Xbox gets the availability too. I think they're doing that with Final Fantasy VII,
Mm-hmm.
where we got it on our PlayStation 4, and for, I think it's like 18 months, it's exclusive, and then on Xbox, they're getting it.
I see.
They did that with Kingdom Hearts and a couple other games. So, but this is a big deal because now Xbox kind of has a like they kind of have leverage over the market for certain games. Yeah. Whereas Nintendo is just like, we're here.
Basically, it's like when it was first initially going to be like, hey, Microsoft is going to buy out Bethesda, everyone's initial thought was like, remaster fucking New Vegas.
Oh my god, yeah. That's a weird thing, like, as gamers now, you know how you and I always bitch about, like, movies being remade and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what the video game market is now. Everything's being remastered, remade. The new game that Brandy just got, well, new game, it's a remastered version of a game that came out in, like, 2006.
Oh.
And it's like, I'm getting a little jaded that content is being rehashed.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's different when you have a retelling of a story. Like, like The Thing is a good example. So you have the book that came out in 1938, right? Which is a novel. You have the first movie that came out in 1950, which was a loosely adapted film, which was not great.
You have the one in the 80s.
You have the one in the 80s, which was then a retelling of the story of the novel. And then you have a prequel to that movie. I feel like
sucked.
prequels are horrible. I hate prequels.
There was no need for the prequel.
There was no need. But I will say, even though I don't like that movie as much, I think they did a good job establishing events that led up to the actual movie.
That's true.
But what I was trying to get at is I prefer retellings of stories, not remakes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because, like, I guess the best way I could put it, with Final Fantasy VII, right, it's called a remake. It's the same story, but the mechanics are completely different. It's not the same mechanics of the game that has an HD filter on it. Which is funny, because actually they just announced, I think later on this year, they are releasing Final Fantasy VII with an HD model, but with the original mechanics. Yeah. I don't like that. That's what I'm bitching about right now. Is I don't like things that are just redone just to have an HD upgrade.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And I feel like that's what every new movie is doing.
Yeah,
every new movie is just the same story with
They're just
a
like,
new
we
filter
did
on
it
top.
better.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Which is why I'm actually really excited about this new Mortal Kombat movie, because it doesn't look like it's a
rehash.
Yeah, it looks like they are taking the story and the lore and making it their own, which I'm really excited about, because fuck, it looks so good. It looks so good. I know I'm like going on different tangents right now, but like this Mortal Kombat movie looks fucking sick.
It does look pretty cool.
Yeah, I've been on. You can ask me.
Opposed to the one I just watched.
I made her watch the original 1995 movie.
Fuck.
Oh yeah.
Nothing made sense. Nothing.
Almost any action film that involves like that in the 90s hardly ever made sense.
Die Hard.
Where do you guys stand? I know this is completely off topic. Where do you guys stand on, is Die Hard considered a Christmas film?
Sure, why not?
Well, yeah, doesn't it take place on Christmas?
When was it released? I think that's my question.
I hope it was released on Christmas. It would be even better.
So.
Oh.
Die Hard 1 release date. It was released July 22nd.
It's definitely a Christmas movie.
Because during the time, and it's ironic because almost in every single Die Hard film, it's usually Christmas. However, the reason
hold on. I haven't seen Die Hard in years.
Yeah.
Is there a Santa Claus scene?
Yes.
I can't remember.
Like full on Santa?
I don't think so.
Isn't it like a disguise? I can't remember.
It's been so long. The only thing when I think of Santa Claus, I think of the guy who's like strapped down in the chair that says, "Now I have a machine gun, ho ho ho."
Does the story revolve around anything about Christmas?
The fact that It's probably mentioned it's Christmas.
But does the story revolve around
No.
gifting a present, being kind to a neighbor,
No, it just involves the guy visiting
receiving anything?
If gifting death is a present, yes.
I mean, no, the only thing really is like freaking Bruce Willis's character visits his ex-wife or like soon-to-be divorced wife on Christmas for like one last time or whatever.
So my
It's been
argument,
so long.
I would say that it's not a Christmas movie
That's fair.
because it doesn't revolve around the spirit of Christmas. It doesn't revolve around gifting of like relinquishing something for someone else.
That's fair.
He gifted those people their life by taking down the bad guy.
I don't think that's a gift. I think
Alan Rickman
that's
is
not a gift,
beautiful.
That's a hostage
Alan Rickman is a
negotiation.
man. Is he in the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's the big bad.
he's
Yeah.
a baddie. He was hot.
Alan Rickman was hot. Rest in peace. Yeah, I would say it's not a Christmas
The reason
film.
why I asked is because when they did the roasting of Bruce Willis, when it was towards his end, he even said, "And Die Hard's not a fucking Christmas movie."
I'm not a huge Bruce Willis fan, but I can agree with that. It's not a Christmas film. Because like think of all your favorite Christmas movies, right? Like Christmas films that are considered Christmas films.
Yeah, no, I know what
Like
you mean.
there's always like something that revolves around
Yeah.
things. Fuck you, Elf. I don't like you.
That's a great That's a great
I'm not
movie.
getting reference to that motherfucker because my name's Buddy.
That sucks.
Like, I remember one teacher was like, "I will give you fucking extra credit if you just say Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?" And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll do extra credit. I don't care.
What a shitty teacher.
I mean, it was like, you know what? I mean, if it's going to give me a good grade, why the fuck not?
That's the American school system, kids. I'm sorry, public school. No, charter school systems, kids. I don't know. I guess the only part of Elf that I really like. Can you guess what it is?
What's his name?
When he screams.
No, it's what's
No.
his name? It comes in.
There's a meeting scene.
It's what's his name?
Oh, Peter Dinklage.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
my favorite scene. Anything with Dinklebot, I'm like, yes. So for those who don't know, the reason why I call him Dinklebot is because in Destiny 1, Peter Dinklage was the voice of your little ghost assistant.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Holy shit.
The original Destiny, he was Ghost.
Oh my god. I wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
And then about a year after that, right before the release of The Taken King, they had Nolan North
Oh, okay.
come in and redub all the stuff. So that's why I call him Dinklebot, because he was a little robot who would talk into your ear.
That's cool.
So
Who knew?
little trivia there. What's everyone's favorite I was gonna call him Dinkelman. What's everyone's Peter Dinklage's favorite movie and or TV show?
I'd have to look that up really quick because
You know, honestly, I don't think I've seen enough with him in it.
I agree. That man deserves way more roles.
I mean, how many roles has he had?
I will tell you right now.
I never looked at his
He has
filmography.
86 credits.
Wow.
Way more than you thought.
Well, I didn't know how many, you know. What
his,
is he in?
His first role was in Shadows and Fog in 1991.
Jesus.
He's in a couple of things.
He was
I
in
forgot
Pixels.
He was in Continental Drift and the Ice Age movie.
He was in Avengers?
Yeah, he plays... No, he wasn't in Avengers. He was in X-Men. He was in
He was in
Days of...
both.
What?
Yeah, he was in Days of Futures Past and Infinity War.
Who is he in Infinity War?
That's what I'm asking.
Tell you in a moment, good shot.
Because I know that he plays Trask in Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Infinity War? Oh, no.
must
Yeah,
have been,
he's the dwarf. There's the scene in Infinity War where Thor goes
Entry.
and he goes to the forge, and Dinkelman he's the giant dwarf.
Oh, vague
Dinklage.
memory.
Yeah, he's the giant dwarf who forges his new hammer.
Gotcha.
I completely forgot about that scene.
He was in a lot. Oh, Penelope. He was in there. I
He
liked him in
was!
that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that movie because he's the reporter.
Yeah,
right?
he spends his whole life trying to get a picture of this pig girl.
That was a weird movie.
I think it was a really cute movie.
It was weird. I liked it. It was just weird.
There was one I remember. He was in Death at a Funeral with Chris.
Oh
Rock
my
in that.
God.
I love
Yes.
that so.
That's a good
fucking
movie.
Much.
Okay, I retract that. It's not a good movie. It's a comedy.
Yeah, it's a comedy.
But I like him in that one. Ice Age. Who's Captain Gut?
He's the primate.
Ice Age?
Yeah,
I don't know. I've only watched the first two.
yeah, where it's like he plays like a pirate.
He's a pirate monkey.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
How many Ice Ages are there?
Jesus.
5?
I thought there were only 3.
No,
I only knew 3 because it was Ice Age 2, and then the Meltdown, right? Which is 3.
That's where I stopped.
Yeah, that's where I was like, all
Yeah,
right, that's it for me.
Ice Age, the Meltdown.
Oh, Meltdown is 2?
Hold on.
Oh, the third one is like the dinosaur one.
Ice Age, Dawn of the Dinosaur.
Dawn of the Dinosaur. Never watched that.
That's where I
And
ended
Ice
it.
Age, Continental Drift. Then there's Jesus. Another one, Ice Age Collision Course.
What?
And there's another one going to come out next year called Ice Age Adventures of Buckwild.
What? All
Who's
right.
Buck?
Okay.
It's the
Cool.
weasel, if I remember correctly.
His name's Buck?
His name's Buck, I think.
He had a name?
Is it?
Yeah,
I thought his name was like Scully or something like that.
You mean the squirrel?
Yeah, hold on.
Nope. Buckwild is. What the fuck are you? Who is that?
That's from Dawn of the Dinosaurs. That's Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg!
I love
Yeah,
Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg plays him.
Well, that's who it's going to be about.
Wow, okay.
He was in Dawn of
Interesting.
the Dinosaurs, I remember. It's
Wait,
like,
so is like the mammoth dead?
No.
Are they all dead yet?
No.
They should
They should be.
They should be, but no, they were with the last time I remember with Continental Drift, they were trying to escape while the ice just. But I can't remember much. But they survived. That's all I remember.
That's all right. If you guys are, caught up with the MCU, make sure to go check out the Ice Age cinematic universe. Because apparently there's going to be 6 films in total.
Jeez.
Fuck. I haven't even seen Collision Course. I stopped after the 4th one.
Yeah, I got nothing to say. I watched the first one. I vaguely remember the second one, and that was it.
I even watched the
Yeah.
3rd one in theaters.
I can't remember the last kid-friendly movie I watched. Okay, that's not true because we just watched. Yeah, we just watched Raya and the Last Dragon. Which
Yeah.
holy fuck, that was a good movie.
Yeah, it was a cute movie.
I really liked it a lot. I honestly think it's one of my top 3 Disney favorite films now.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
If you guys haven't checked it out, you can check it out on Disney Plus, and I think you can go to the movie
It's
theaters.
definitely a kid's movie. Just saying.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a Disney film. That's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah,
Like, think of Aladdin.
but with dragons.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
I don't
Kind
think
of.
so.
I don't know. There's
not at all.
There's way more. There's
Like,
way more to
not
that.
at all.
Yeah.
This is about uniting people.
Yeah. It's actually really cool.
It's a good movie.
I think it has a good overall moral
Yeah.
of a story. I think that's why I like it so much. Because also, you're dealing with a villain that's not necessarily a villain.
She just
You have 2 characters that believe in the same thing, but are
they're,
going about it in 2 very different ways.
Yeah.
And I find that way more compelling.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've talked about it multiple times that I prefer having a villain that I understand their motive, and their motive doesn't necessarily have to be righteous.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, I think they did it well enough that I understand her motives and the reason why she does things. Because again, it's not really villain; it's just misunderstanding,
Yeah.
which feels very grounded. And I don't think I've seen that in a modern fairy tale, which is why I really liked it. I thought I was gonna strongly dislike Aquafina based on the trailer because for some reason, that scene they chose for her. Did not sound good to me. I was like, oh, this isn't, I'm not entirely sure. But her immediate introduction, I was like, okay, no, I understand now. I get this. I get the reason for her voice.
Yeah, her character wasn't as annoying as I thought she was going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually found her more likable than anything else. I think I liked her more than I liked Rhea.
She was just a hopeful spirit.
Yeah. But it was also because it's like, you understand that she's like the youngest.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Which, like, that's why I was like, oh, that makes way more sense. Go watch it. It's a really good movie. The animation is beautiful.
Yeah, it was really pretty.
Like, it's so pretty. Like, even though it's like it's a stylized animation. I love the movement
of the hair.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
Which is weird. Like, because we watch Corridor Digital a lot, like their CGI stuff, and it's just so interesting to like talk about the progression of animated hair, like hair follicles, and like how it flows and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you guys have not watched Corridor Digital, go check them out on YouTube because they're fucking awesome.
It's enjoyable.
Yeah, that, and they also do they talk with like stuntmen and women, so they do like a lot of reacting to fight scenes and stuff like that, which has been really fun. Because for me, as a lover of movies, I'm always like paying attention to like when stunts are happening, like what the choreography is and stuff like that. So it's been fun to have B watch it with me, and she kind of be exposed to that like behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, I never knew how much it took to make all this. Well, I mean, obviously it does, but to actually watch it.
Yeah, like how many different, oh my God. Because you have the director. If you guys have never worked on a movie before, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of moving parts. You have like your first unit director, second unit director. You have your director of photography. You have your stunt coordinator. You have your writers. You have your choreographers, your actors. Like, there's just so many different moving parts to a film that people don't get. And that's why, even though I'm very harsh on movies, I still, understand how much love goes into making these awful films. Looking at you. God, what was it?
Who?
That really bad movie that we just watched.
Which one?
Something About Mary.
Oh.
Ouch.
There's Something About Mary.
Is that what it is? There's
I
Something
think that's
About
what
Mary?
It's called, yeah.
Love Ben Stiller. He was underutilized in that movie.
Aged really bad.
2000 movies do not age well.
You know what movie I watched recently that did not age well? Kung Pao Into the Fist. That did not age well at all.
Never.
You know why? Because that movie came out in the early 2000s.
Early 2000s was a terrible time.
Yeah.
It's a bad day to experiment.
Rough. Very rough. Because
a bad decade.
Dude, like almost every film, like any like comedy film that was made back then, nothing but gay jokes.
Yeah.
Shitting on gay people left and right. Like, I did not realize how bad it was.
It's really bad.
So what 2000s movie are we going to watch next?
I don't know. Chuck and Larry.
We actually watched that not too long ago.
I like that movie.
That actually was not bad because that was actually a very progressive movie.
Yeah.
Because they talk straight up about like, no, like, it's okay to be this way. The ending was a little weird though.
Yeah, the ending was a little
like many of his movies.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, we just recently watched, what was the one with him and David Spade on Netflix?
Oh, The Do-Over.
Yeah.
That was such a weird movie. I feel like they did it for fun.
Oh yeah, straight up. But
all of his movies are for fun, but this one I feel like they were just like,
go with
it.
Yeah, let's just go as weird as we could. It was a strange movie, but I thought it was pretty fun. There's another one that I want to watch.
It bothers me though, real quick. They never clarified what the hell Adam Sandler's character did for a living. Never.
I could have sworn that it's confirmed that he was a counselor.
That's what he said, but he also said he was something else before that and something else before that one. What was he?
I don't know, but his wife, played by
I love
what's her name?
Catherine something.
She plays in WandaVision. She is the epitome of ride or die.
Yeah, in that movie.
Yeah, like her character is so great. Go check out that movie. I think it's still on Netflix. I think it's a Netflix original, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got back on movies because I thought we were going to focus on music this episode.
I know. We talked like a little bit of music, and then we just like went.
We're just off on a tangent.
Well, if you want to jump back into music, now's the time.
Well, I guess this is the perfect segue. We're really bad. No, I'm happy because Brandy and Holly have been sending me like nonstop music of stuff that I normally never listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're talking like some country, like sad girl trance kind of music. It's been interesting.
Country trance.
No, like country, comma, sad girl music. Like this.
Right.
One of the songs they sent me was by Lucetto, called "My Best Girl."
Oh, Jesus Christ! I feel sorry for you.
I've never heard it, but it's a lot of like "I miss you" or like "I'm over you" or stuff like that. So it's a lot of sad.
A lot of sad music. Sounds like sad.
But I've been listening to a playlist that Chris had made us listen to here one night, which is the lo-fi stuff.
Don't say I made you listen to it. I suggested it. No one was putting music out.
Played it on the speaker, which has been
into
nice.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure that got picked up.
Yeah,
Chris is over there, by the way.
Hey. I showed up late. Got kicked off the panel.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I've been listening to a lot lately. As well as a couple of like musical, like classical music being redone with like EDM backing tracks. It's been pretty cool.
While I was still working where I was working and having a miserable time, I just jumped back into hard rock, and that's what I listened to for like, I think it was 3 solid months.
Yeah.
Of just that.
It's been awesome.
I just recently got back into reggaeton because
Because
just
now you're feeling
just
better.
one day, yeah. Yeah, I feel better.
Hey, there was a night where we were hanging out and we were playing like Tejano music.
I mean, it was fucking vibes. So I mean, like, hey, if it works, it works. I remember that. I was like putting stuff in there.
It made me like go back to all those like high school parties.
Yeah.
In like the backyard with like the cheap ass plastic tables and chairs with like my friends Theo and Thea getting plastered with tequila and just dancing in dirt. Good times. But I'm looking for like newer artists to really get into. I just showed you that Japanese guitarist,
Yeah.
who like fiddles around with mixing hi-fi and metal together,
That was
which
like
is
that
really cool.
fucking thing. When you showed me that, oh my god.
Yeah, he's fucking phenomenal. I think his name is like Ichiki Oni or something like that.
Yeah, from what you said, yeah. Trying to find.
He's super cool. But I also found a new love on YouTube for God. Who's that bass player?
The Italian guy?
Be specific. Is it the one that played with the dude?
I'm gonna smack you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's. I don't know his name. It's something like 40.
Oh, Davey 504.
Davey 504. There you go. His videos are great.
Slappers.
Yeah. Slap the bass. He's been really cool. Like his video that he came out. Remember we were sitting down and just watching like his heartfelt video.
Yeah.
Like that was like, oh, I want to give that dude a hug.
He seems like a really fun person.
Yeah, he likes playing bass. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Reminds me of YouTuber used to watch. I don't know if he's even still on, like 311 E-Rock or something.
311.
Yeah, Chris, that's what I'm talking about. Like every fucking video he starts off with, he winks at the camera and just fucking goes into it.
Just shred.
That's what's up. I feel like there's been like a resurgence in the last 2 years of like music oriented YouTubers. Like it's nice. It's nice to see like so many different musicians online, but like it kind of has that like early 2000s feel where like everyone was just kind of playing their different instruments online. So like it's kind of cool to see this coming back. But yeah, go watch things. Go listen to new music.
Don't open your
mind.
mind.
Go out of your comfort zone. Check out shit.
Yeah, Brittany, when's their new album going to come out? You know, she's free now. Now she has creative freedom.
She's not free entirely.
She's working on it.
What? So you're the Godney person.
I'm not.
You know all things Godney.
Not really. I just see things here and there.
So like, is she? So
she's not free yet. I mean, her dad still has control. He just doesn't have he's not the only person controlling her.
So someone
her money.
else has like...
There's another, it's a lawyer or someone who's also doing this, but she prefers to have a lawyer over her father.
That's pretty fucked. That's how you know something's bad, when you want a lawyer over your own father.
And it's really crazy because I went a little too deep. No, not really, but I was watching a lot of videos, and when you watch her old work and old interviews, you can really see it. Like, she was in trouble back then, and no one knew. And it really does suck.
That sounds about right, though, because, I mean... I've been watching a lot of like musicians on broadcasts, and it's like I really hate the censorship that channels do when like with interviews or stuff like that, because there's a couple of like Green Day things like on MTV where like they were cut off short or whatever, and there's a couple of interviews with Billy Joel Armstrong where like he talks about it and he's just like, yeah, no, fuck that, like we hate going on TV because we can't voice any of our opinions. Like, we can't say shit without them cutting it or, you know, never publishing it in the first place. So, like, I feel bad when I hear stuff about Britney, especially with all the shit that's coming out now. Like, things are being revealed. And it's like, even if she wanted to say something back then, she probably couldn't.
She couldn't.
Which really sucks.
She was a prisoner.
Which says a lot about our broadcasting, like,
it reminds
structure.
me of when Rage was on SNL one time. And they were telling them, like, if you put, like, the U.S... Because they had, like, a U.S. flag in one of their amps, but they were going to put it upside down. And SNL was just like, you do that, we will cut you so fucking quick.
Yep.
And so they're like, okay, fine. And so they went out there, everything was good. And then in the middle of their set, you just see it just... whoop.
Yes.
Wait, what does it mean if you have it upside down?
They're in distress.
Yep.
The country's in distress.
Oh.
And if you don't know, Rage Against the Machine is a strongly political band.
Oh, yeah.
Very anti-establishment, like, fuck you band.
I listened to, like, some of Zach De La Rocha's stuff after he, like, went fucking off the radar. Not that bad.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't sound that bad at all.
I'll have to check it out.
But he still has, like, that angst in his voice, though.
Hell yeah. But that bringing up the Rage thing, I was watching, I think it was like on an MTV broadcast or whatever. The Nirvana, I guess, was slated to play, I think, Lithium. And you could just hear as they start playing Rape Me. And he says it 3 times, realizes it, and then immediately goes into Lithium. And I guess there was an interview afterwards where they said that MTV was about to like cut the broadcast, but then like they switched it over. And it's like it's so weird that,
and yet they play it on the fucking radio now.
It's so weird that like censorship has changed so much, and that it's very frustrating, I think, as an artist to want to get that type of exposure, but you know, what is it called, the Broadcast Association is like, you can't have this. You can't have this. This shouldn't be there. You can't say this on the radio. Like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're a piece of shit. We'll say whatever the fuck we want.
That reminds me of, I know we're probably like drooling at this point, but it just reminded me of what the broadcast system in the UK does. I don't know it completely, but I know that from like 9 p.m. to about 6 in the morning, they can say whatever the fuck they want on the radio.
I think... I don't know how...
But I know that at a certain time, like they can at least curse on the radio.
Yeah, because I remember when Love Line would come out at 10 o'clock, and that'd be some pretty like edgy conversations. Because it would be people calling in and asking like sex advice, being like, you know, my boyfriend wants to use a butt plug on me, but I'm not comfortable with it. What do I do? Like, it's like shit like that.
Yeah,
Sounds so wonderful.
There was even one I was driving home, and I felt this man's pain. Was like, he has a girl and she likes to get slapped in bed, which is fine. He said it's fine, but what concerns me is the fact that she wants me to use full force, like to the point where I'm gonna knock her out, and I don't feel comfortable doing that. Even the guy's like, yeah, no, don't fucking do it. Don't do it. There's like something there, like in her like past or whatever, that just like helps her with that, and maybe you should do something about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because like thankfully, like there was a lot of times where Dr. Drew had some pretty good advice.
Yeah.
But there was other times where like he would say something, and I'm like, I don't know if I would take your advice, dude. Like, it's a little sketchy. But no, like, that makes sense because, you know, that was at 10 o'clock and they would have like a 2-hour slot. It's just, I don't know, it's just weird that there's like certain censoring for stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially with like good music too. Like, for some reason, I remember when the Black Parade came out, both of MCR's songs were censored. Which made no sense to me because there's nothing in Black Parade or... Oh, God, what's that last song on that album?
I don't know it.
Oh, no! I can't remember what it's called. There's no, like, bad word for them to censor, but they just cut it short. Like, they cut both songs short.
It was too emo.
Yeah, we
That's
weren't ready
what
for
it
it.
was.
Too many children being exposed. Look at us now!
They didn't want to give Hot Topic more sales. Remember when Hot Topic was just like...
cool?
Was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hot Topic used to be sick.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
what happened?
Fucking Gap bought them.
They appeal to a different scene.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, Gap bought them
Oh.
out, and then they completely changed
Wow, they
their
destroyed
aesthetic.
them.
Bastards. That's why I can't have my... You know what's weird? I had a dream that I found my trip pants. And I'm really sad because I want to find my trip pants now.
Didn't you say they were back at your parents' house?
Yeah, they're somewhere in the box.
They're somewhere. Don't worry, they're there. They're
Yeah.
not lost. You know exactly where they are.
We'll make a
Just
video
not
about
exactly.
it. We'll make a video about the highlights of going to Hot Topic and stuff like that. It'll be great.
There are like 0 highlights to it.
To Hot Topic? No, it was great. They used to have awesome stuff there.
Oh yeah,
And
in the past, not now.
Now it's just all like pop culture bullshit.
Funkos.
All that's in there right now is like J-pop icons, Dragon Ball Z, My Hero Academia.
Harry Potter still.
Oh my god, Harry Potter's everywhere in there.
Bunch of fucking pins.
Pins
well,
for
the
days.
name of the store makes sense now. I mean, that's what everyone talks about.
Because it's a hot topic.
It's a hot topic.
Ah. You should join their marketing team.
No.
But we're coming up on time, so thank you guys for listening to this episode of the podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to go check out Tales of Yoibos Beginnings, as well as Tucson by Night on Bluhdhaven.com. We'll be back next week for a new episode. See ya!